made a grievous error.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 80s events the world watched together.
With determination, the look in his face, we're waiting for the opening bell.
For this list, we're looking at historic events that occurred in the 1980s that garnered an enormous amount of media attention. Did you watch any of these live? If not, which one sounds the most interesting? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. The Fall of the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall. Once it divided East from West, now on its way to becoming an artifact of history.
Known within the German Democratic Republic as the anti-fascist protection rampart, the Berlin Wall stood between 1961 and 1989 and physically separated West and East Germany. The concrete wall famously represented the ideologically fractured Berlin, with the East serving as the communist sector of the city.
The sophisticated containment system in Berlin is far more than a wall.
But with the fall of the Iron Curtain also came the end of the Berlin Wall. At 10:45 p.m. on the night of November 9, 1989, the checkpoints were finally opened, and the citizens of West and East Berlin were reunited.
Now, what's it feel like to be standing on top of the wall?
It's incredible for me. It's I can't describe really my feelings. It's something unreal for me.
This is known as the night the wall came down, and it was front-page news around the world. It was not only a symbol of Germany's reunification, but also the end of the Cold War itself.
From the moment the first wave of East Germans crossed into Berlin in the early hours of this morning, showered with champagne and cheered by a crowd of thousands, it was clear this would be one of Berlin's most dramatic days.
Number 9. The Challenger launch.
Usually the night before, I have the same nightmare that what I saw today, and I thought it was a dream.
Most 80s children remember the morning of January 28, 1986. To inspire an interest in space, the Teacher in Space project aimed to carry various teachers from around the United States into the dark expanse. The first teacher picked was Krista McAuliffe of New Hampshire's Concord High School. Because McAuliffe was set to be the first teacher in space, the Challenger launch became a national phenomenon and was aired on live TV. Not only that, but millions of classrooms around the country were tuned in to watch the spectacle and celebrate the occurrence.
Reports from the flight dynamics officer indicate that the vehicle apparently exploded.
But as everyone knows, the shuttle tragically exploded during takeoff, killing all 7 people on board and entering the annals of American history.
At 11:40 a.m. this morning, space program experienced a national tragedy with the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger approximately a minute and a half after launch from here at the Kennedy Space Center.
Number 8. Super Bowl 20.
The curtain is about to pull, and Super Bowl 20 will play to this enthusiastic audience in New Orleans.
Even in today's day and age, with the rise of streaming and the collapse of traditional television, the Super Bowl still pulls in 100 million viewers. Super Bowl 20 took place at the Louisiana Superdome on the night of January 26, 1986. Both the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots were making their Super Bowl debuts, and the Bears walloped the Patriots 46-10.
A safety made the final score 46-10, leaving the Patriots to contemplate their role in the most lopsided game in Super Bowl history.
Nearly 74,000 people were in attendance, and a further 92.5 million watched at home. This made it the most watched Super Bowl to that point, and its viewership wouldn't be surpassed until Super Bowl 30 10 years later, which drew in 94 million people. Number 7. The Day After. Judging by the response to The Day After, it's obvious that everyday Americans were deeply entrenched in the politics of the Cold War.
The city of Moscow is being evacuated.
The Day After is a television movie that aired on ABC on the night of November 20th, 1983. Its haunting and apocalyptic story depicts a destructive nuclear war between the United States and the USSR. The movie was an event, complete with open 1-800 counseling hotlines to help viewers talk through the disturbing nature of the film. It was extensively covered in the media and captured 100 million viewers from around the country.
Everyone half alive or dying will find their way here.
Too late to become a dentist?
It even had a rating of 46, meaning that nearly half of all households in the United States had tuned in to watch the movie.
They gave me this ribbon to wear. But I haven't got any damn hair to put it into.
Number 6. The end of the Iran hostage crisis. What a way to begin the 1980s. Back in November of 1979, dozens of American diplomats and citizens became hostages within the Tehran embassy, which was stormed by college students with strong ties to the Iranian Revolution.
There were times I was sure that none of us were going to come out of that thing alive, given the volatility of what was going on and their propensity for violence.
The revolution largely stemmed from social injustices and dissatisfaction with the rule of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. After 444 days, or 1 year and 2 months, the hostages were released on January 20th, 1981. Their release and the accord that it caused became international news, and various conspiracy theories arose over the reasoning for their freedom.
Their arrival here is going to be the cause for celebration.
Even before the hostages arrived, the American negotiating team in Algiers held its own party, popping the corks in a couple of bottles of champagne to mark the end of a long, difficult, and often frustrating effort to get the Americans released.
The aftermath was extensive, including the complete disintegration of diplomatic relations between America and Iran.
I could have wiped Iran off the map with the weapons that we had.
Number 5, the MASH finale.
A few minutes ago, I got orders to go home!
Airing on the night of February 28, 1983 was Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen, the 2.5-hour special that served as the MASH series finale. This was much more than the ending of a beloved TV show. It was a cultural moment and a defining part of American history.
Well, boys, it would be hard to call what we've been through fun. But I'm sure glad we went through it together.
Hype was enormous, allowing CBS to charge exorbitant prices for commercial airtime. And they were right to do so. The broadcast was watched by an estimated 106 million people, making it the most watched episode of television in American history.
I'll never be able to shake you. Whenever I see a big pair of feet or a cheesy mustache, I'll think of you.
It also had a rating of 60.2, meaning 60% of American homes were tuned in to CBS to watch the episode live. Now that's how you send off a beloved show. Number 4, The Wedding of Charles and Diana.
There she goes, up the steps.
On July 29, 1981, Diana Spencer married heir apparent Charles, Prince of Wales, at London's St. Paul's Cathedral. And the event could not have been more bombastic. It was made a national holiday in the UK, cost an estimated $100 million in today's money, and saw 2 million spectators filling the streets of London. But that is nothing compared to the 750 million that watched from home.
And now the moment of drama that Prince Charles talked about. The moment of theatricality as we await the arrival of the bride and the groom.
The event was broadcast live in 50 different countries, and legend has it that hundreds of millions more listened on the radio, bringing the worldwide audience to well over 1 billion. If that's true, then 1 in every 4 people on the planet either watched or listened to the wedding of Charles and Diana.
The whole family clustering on the steps of St. Paul's to wave the couple off on their way back to Buckingham Palace.
Number 3, Live Aid. Forget 1 in 4 people. How about half the entire world? Well, okay, about 40%, but still. Meant to bolster awareness and charity for an Ethiopian famine, Live Aid encompassed concerts in Philadelphia and London, along with a few smaller ones around the globe. Performing at the 1985 event were almost all of the big acts of the time, with Britain putting forth Queen, David Bowie, and Elton John, and the USA, Neil Young, The Cars, and Hall & Oates, among many others, of course. Aside from the 160,000 people in attendance, nearly 2 billion people bopped along to the music on television, accounting for 40% of the entire world's population. Number 2, Holmes versus Ali. Modern generations will never understand the sheer popularity of Muhammad Ali. The Holmes versus Ali fight had all the hallmarks of a dramatic movie story. Not only was Ali coming out of retirement for the fight, but he was battling his longtime sparring partner Larry Holmes. And not only that, but Ali was well past his prime.
We'll see here if these
still got it.
He was pushing 40, wasn't agile, was the lightest he had been in years, and was suffering from various debilitating health issues.
Is Ali hurt? Could he be going down? How much more of this can he take?
It's essentially the story of Rocky Balboa. On the night of October 2nd, 1980, a bumbling Ali got his butt kicked, and 2 billion people from around the world watched the sad spectacle.
That's it. They've stopped the fight at TKO. It'll be scored as a technical knockout.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The 1980 Moscow Olympics. The 80s were a fantastic time for the Olympics. Moscow 80, Los Angeles 84, and Seoul 88 all drew about 2 billion viewers. But the Moscow Games are historic for many reasons. They set numerous records, including the first Olympics in Eastern Europe and the first Summer Games to be held in a communist country. As a result, dozens upon dozens of countries boycotted the Games and refused to attend. 66 to be precise. Only 80 attended, making this the smallest Olympics in nearly 25 years. All of this combined to generate great worldwide interest. And even with the boycotts, the Games still garnered 2 billion viewers through television broadcasts, making it the most watched Olympics in history at the time. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.